The cashier's words cut through the air like glass. "Ma'am, your card's declined." Heads turned. A few people snickered quietly. Tasha froze, clutching the small chocolate cake she'd picked out for her son's 10th birthday. It wasn't much, a simple one, with blue icing and the words "Happy Birthday, Malik" written in shaky white letters. She glanced at her son, who stood beside her, holding a single candle in his hand. His smile was fading. "I'm sorry," she whispered, fumbling through her worn-out wallet. The sound of coins scraping against the counter filled the silence. Behind her, a man in an expensive navy suit watched quietly. Tall, composed, the kind of man who didn't belong in a discount grocery store. His silver watch gleamed under the flickering light. He had seen enough. And in the next 60 seconds, this moment, this humiliation would change both their lives forever. Tasha felt her face burn. She counted again. A few coins. A crumpled $5 bill. Not enough. The cashier sighed, impatient. "Do you want me to put it back?" "No, please," she murmured. Just give me a minute." Her son tugged at her sleeve. "Mom, it's okay," Malik whispered. "We can just have cupcakes from home." But Tasha shook her head. "You deserve a cake, baby. Just this once." Behind them, people shifted, annoyed by the delay. Someone muttered, "If you can't afford it, don't waste our time." Tasha's throat tightened. She pretended not to hear. Her eyes darted toward the door. She wanted to disappear. Then, a smooth voice came from behind. "I'll cover it." The line went silent. Tasha turned. The man in the suit stepped forward, his expression calm but his eyes full of quiet concern. "It's just a cake," he said softly. "Let the boy have it." Tasha blinked. "Sir, no, I can't let you." "Please," he interrupted gently. "It would make me happy." The cashier hesitated. The man pulled out a black card and handed it over like it was nothing. "Add some candles too," he said, smiling down at Malik. 10 of them, right?" Malik's eyes lit up. "Yes, sir." The cashier quickly rang it up, her tone suddenly polite. The card went through instantly. When Tasha turned to thank him, the man only nodded once and gave her a small envelope. "For later," he said, then he was gone. That night, Tasha and Malik celebrated in their tiny apartment. The cake sat proudly in the center of their worn kitchen table. Malik blew out the candles and hugged his mom tight. But as she cleared the plates, her eyes fell on the envelope the man had given her. She opened it slowly and froze. Inside was a handwritten note and a check. "Dear Ms. Johnson, you remind me of my mother. She worked 3 jobs and never stopped smiling. This isn't charity. It's a thank you for showing your son what real love looks like. Edward Cole." Below the note, a check for $50,000. Tasha gasped. Her knees nearly gave out. The next morning, she went to the address listed at the bottom of the note. Cole Industries, Downtown Tower. The building loomed above her, all glass and steel. She almost turned back twice before walking through the doors. At the front desk, the receptionist looked skeptical. "Do you have an appointment?" I just need to return something," Tasha stammered, holding the envelope. Moments later, the elevator doors opened, and he stepped out. Edward Cole, the billionaire. He smiled when he saw her. "You came." "I can't accept this," Tasha said immediately. "You don't even know me." He folded his hands. "You're right, I don't. But I saw you that day. You didn't ask for help. You tried everything first. That told me everything I needed to know." Tasha's voice trembled. "But $50,000, that's more than I make in a year." He chuckled softly. "It's less than I spent on one of my cars. And I've wasted money on things that meant nothing. This," he gestured toward her. "This means something." She stared at him, speechless. Then he said quietly, "If you really don't want the money, then consider it a loan. Open something of your own. I believe in people who fight for their children." Tasha's eyes filled with tears. "I've always wanted to start a small bakery," she whispered, "but I never had the chance." Edward smiled. "Then let's make sure you do." 3 months later, the ribbon-cutting sign read, "Malik's Cakes and Coffee." Tasha stood beside her son, in front of the newly painted shop. Her apron was clean, her smile brighter than ever. The local news had picked up her story. The single mom who turned kindness into a business. But what they didn't know was that the billionaire himself stopped by every Saturday morning, ordering the same thing: chocolate cake and black coffee. "Best cake in town," Edward would say with a grin. Sometimes he'd help Malik with his homework. Other times just sit quietly, watching people come and go. One evening, as they closed up, Tasha looked at the framed note hanging on the wall, the one he'd written that night. Malik read it aloud softly. "Love looks like showing up." Tasha smiled. "He changed our lives, Malik." Her son looked up at her. "No, Mom, you did." She hugged him close, tears in her eyes. Across the street, Edward Cole stood by his car, watching them with a quiet smile before driving away. The city lights reflected in the bakery window, glowing over the words painted in gold. Kindness is the richest thing you can give. True wealth isn't measured in money. It's measured in compassion. Hate divides. Kindness heals.